My name is Jason Phelps, and I'm 38 years old from Williamsburg, Massachusetts. And the winter of 2017, I hiked from Virginia to Massachusetts on the Appalachian Trail at 870 miles through 7 states in 85 days. Supplies, I had my pack, sleeping bag, 1 pair of pants, 2 pairs of socks, 2 pairs of underwear, some Under Armour, my gas Whisperlite International stove, micro spikes for my boots, trekking poles, and a bivvy for my sleeping bag for when it got really cold. And that's about it. And a water purifier, a UV light. I don't think so. Times between 2 to 6 days. So the food I ate was on the trail was simple, lightweight, just to get me through to each town, and it was mostly a lot of protein bars, high protein, with a lot of calories, lots of Pop-Tarts, high calorie, again, as many calories as I get. When I started out December 13th in Virginia, I was at about 200, and when I got home, I was about 150. Coldest night I slept out there was about 5 below 0. I never had a problem with cold. So the cold affected me in different ways. Not so much when I was hiking, but when I got to camp, if it was really cold, having to take my pack all apart, undoing everything. And I set my pack up a certain way for when I got to shelter. I would take, I'd have my warmer clothes on top, because if I got to camp and I was sweaty and it's 10 degrees out, you risk hypothermia. So I had all my warm stuff ready to go, unpack that, put that on, go for my tent, and that was the hardest part, because your hands start to get real cold when it was very cold out. And wherever I camped, wherever I set my tent, I always put my tent near a water supply, because without water I couldn't cook and I couldn't drink water. So it was either next to creeks or rivers, or in most shelters, 3-sided shelters on the trail, the lean-tos, they had water sources there. But sometimes I would have to, if there wasn't a very good water source and I saw a trickle of water coming out of the ground, I would dig around with my hands and then put rocks around, just let it fill up with water enough to scoop it out and purify it and drink it, or use it to cook. There was times I went 2 weeks without a shower. Yep, and it wasn't nice. Most difficult part of hiking was probably walking the ridge lines when the wind is really high winds and tree branches coming down, and yeah, that was scary. Shin splints in northern Pennsylvania. I walked through 100 miles of just rocks they were formed from the glaciers, and it was just 100 miles of rocks and nowhere flat to step on. And I ended up spending 3 or 4 days in my tent letting it heal, because I couldn't hardly walk. Crossing a creek or a river that it was iced over, and it was probably about 4.5 feet deep. I actually took 2 hours and built a bridge to get across it, because if I fell in the water, I would have probably died from hypothermia, because again, I was away from town for. It was definitely the hardest thing that I put myself through, willingly put myself through. keep pushing myself. And mentally it was very difficult because I knew that I could give up any time I wanted to and get to a nearest road and go home. There's a few reasons why I did it, and I think one of the very important ones is that I wanted to test myself mentally and see what I could do physically and how hard I can push myself to get through certain times, and hoping that I could use that into reality in real life, those experiences, and overcome certain situations in real life, just to toughen me up mentally. Kind of one of the main reasons why I did it, and also that nobody really, only one or two people do it in the wintertime, and I wanted that challenge, and so yeah. Well, I've hiked 1,600 miles of the Appalachian Trail in 2 sections, and I have 500 miles left, and before I die I would like to finish the last 500 miles of the trail, even if I'm 70 years old.